5 critical things good men need to know to survive their wives cheating on them. So this is for men who have decided to stay, either because of their kids or other values they have, usually religion or faith, or they take their vows very seriously. And even though they have a valid reason to break the vows, they choose to stay because their moral code guides them to stay. And this list is for men in the circumstance where your wife is blaming you, has not taken accountability, is not genuinely remorseful, and is not committed or willing to work on herself to change the flaws in her that caused it to happen. So that's who this list is for, because there's nothing to work on together. You are not the problem in her infidelity. She is. And because she blames you and she's not willing to take responsibility for her wrongdoings, there is nothing to fix or work on. The goal is you have to learn to manage the relationship, to navigate it in the reality of what it is, the best that you can, while also working to rebuild yourself. And if you're choosing to stay with a woman who has cheated on you and she's blaming you and making you the problem and not remorseful, then it's crucial that you become grounded in your decision to stay, that it's your choice to stay, so that you are not a victim. It's in taking responsibility for your choice to stay in spite of the circumstances that this is how you heal and let go of the emotional hurt caused by her infidelity. And you do that for yourself. It's a gift you give yourself. I have a live episode on forgiveness, and that would be another really good episode to go watch to support you in this. So getting into the 5 critical things good men need to know to survive his wife cheating on him. Number 1, when she threatens divorce, you need to have the courage and bravery to say, go ahead, get the papers drawn up. I will sign them. This is critical to know, because staying with a woman who has cheated and continues to blame you, and if you're following this advice in perspective and tell her, I'm not working on this with you, this is yours to work on. Here's what you need to work on and what I need to happen to be able to forgive you and for you to regain my trust. And she's not a woman who's willing to do that and not looking at herself and blaming you. She will threaten divorce. She will use that as ammo to say, you're not willing to work on it. You don't care about this marriage. You're not fighting for it. I am out. And she will threaten divorce. So you want to have and work to have the courage and strength and bravery to say, go ahead. That's fine. If you want to leave, leave. Don't come back. The reason good men want to have the courage and bravery to say that is that good men, because they have built their lives around their commitment in their marriage, they have built their lives around their children and what they've invested into the relationship. It's become their identity. They're terrified of divorce. And as women, we know that. And in our lack of commitment and our entitlement to break our vows so easily, we know the divorce and threatening a divorce is the leverage that we have against a good man in a marriage to stay in control, continue to have the power, and continue to be able to emasculate and gaslight him into being the problem. So when a good man is able to say, go ahead, it takes that leverage away. And it doesn't work. It takes all the steam out of a woman's knowing that she has that leverage. So if you say, go ahead, file the papers, there's a 90% chance that she won't. And she'll actually stop threatening divorce because she knows it doesn't work on you. And you can know that because she didn't leave for the other man. And she didn't leave the marriage saying, I messed up, I had an affair, I'm clearly not committed and don't want to put you through any more pain, so I'm leaving. Or she decides she wants to leave with the man she's had the affair with. And the reason a woman won't leave is she still wants the security of the marriage with her husband, and she still wants the control and power she's gained over him. So that's why good men need to know when she threatens divorce, it's very empty. And you want to take the hooks out of you that she has in you to make you so scared of that, because it lets her know it works. So when you say, okay, go. When are you getting the papers? When can I expect those by? She'll be floored. And it takes that leverage away from her. The second thing good men need to know to survive their wife cheating on them when they're choosing to stay, by staying, so this is number 2, by staying, it is really important you regain your confidence to know yourself as a good man, a good husband, and a good father. What happens for good men is they get lost from their natural state of knowing themselves as a good man. Because of the gaslighting of how as women we make you the problem and you are to blame for everything in the marriage, including an affair on your wife's part or cheating on your wife's part, it weakens a good man to where he loses sight of who he is. And he believes the things his wife is telling him about who he is and how awful he is as a husband and a father. And so he'll say, well, I did do X, Y, and Z that she's upset with me about, and I could see how that would push her away and this could happen. So maybe it really is me that's the problem. So staying with a wife who has cheated and isn't going to take accountability and do the work herself to change, you have to look for the evidence and rebuild yourself and regain your confidence to know that you are a good man and you are a good husband and a good father. And the things your wife is telling you about you are not true. You have to look for the evidence to know this isn't true about me. So one of the best ways that a good man in this circumstance can know he's a good man when he's lost sight of that in himself is that if you are staying because you see the big picture of your kids and their well-being or another value or faith, that lets you know, and you're trying to make the marriage work, that lets you know you're a good man, that you value responsibility and seeing things through and doing what it takes to try to make it work the best you can. Another way that you can know you are a good man is who you are out in the world and who you are at work and your success and competency and respect and appreciation you get at work, your ability to work well with others and collaborate. That who are you out in the world outside of your marriage? And the only person in your life making you feel like a failure is your wife and when you come home. The third thing a good man needs to know if he's choosing to stay after his wife has cheated and she's not taking accountability and continuing to blame him, you must stop trying to make her happy. And another way that I phrase this, and again, this is number 3. Another way I phrase this is you have to retire from making her happy. That there's nothing you can do to change her perspective. You are not the problem in why she was so unhappy that she stepped out to have an affair or cheat. She's the source of her unhappiness, not you. And she's the only one that can make herself happy. You have no ability, no power, no control to make her happy. The more you try to do things to make her happy, the more resentful she will be, the angrier she will become, because she recognizes there's nothing that you do that makes her happy, and it butts her up against how unhappy she is in herself. So you, especially in this circumstance where she's had an affair, she's stepped outside the marriage, and she's not remorseful or willing to work on herself to fix the issues in herself that caused it to happen, you must retire from making her happy. And what you do with that energy that you've put into trying to do the things to make her happy, that's never enough. You have to refill your emotional gas tank by doing things that you enjoy, doing the things that make you happy, to recharge yourself. So start doing the things you stopped doing. Go hunting, go fishing, watch football, play your video games, go shoot hoops, get back into cycling, get back to the gym. Do the things that fill you up and recharge you. Because here's the thing, she's already unhappy. She's already angry. She's already continuing to blame you for the problems when she stepped out. So she's always going to be angry at you. So you might as well take what you're throwing into, what I say, an empty bucket with holes that never fills. Take that back and put it into yourself. And no, there's no validity, there's no reality in what she is going to be upset with you, and that you're doing the things for yourself to be happy. She's just being a victim and being resentful and blaming you. Well, it's like, just get a bigger doghouse, because you're permanently in her doghouse through no fault of your own or doing of your own. So it's saying, oh, well, be mad, be angry. I'm going to do the things to make me happy and to fill myself up, because you need the strength and you need the energy to be able to navigate the ongoing blame, gaslighting, and emasculation you're going to continue to face through staying. So that's number 3. Number 4. Do not go to couples counseling. Do not go to couples counseling. When your wife has cheated and she's not willing to take accountability, and she wants you to go to couples counseling to work on it together, she's only going to pick a couples counselor that will validate her victim story and how you are the problem. Guaranteed, she will not go or continue to go to a couples counselor who holds her accountable in any way. The first sign that a good couples counselor is saying, hey, this is on you, you need to take responsibility, she'll say, I don't like that counselor, I don't want to go back to them, can we find a new one? Promise, guaranteed. Because that's the only kind of couples counselor she wants to go to, so she can continue to bash you, make you the problem, make you the bad husband and father. And again, she will only pick a counselor who will validate her in that and make you the problem. Most couples counselors are trained in a gynocentric view of therapy where the woman is the innocent one and the man is to blame. There are some good ones out there who will hold women accountable. And what I hear from men who find those counselors and they go to those couples counselor, my wife won't go back. 99.9% of the time. So in their training and in the woman-centric, that's what gynocentric means, woman-centric views of traditional therapy create a bias for a couples counselor to take the wife's story. They're not trained to see through the story. They're not trained to see the things that I teach about. And they will buy right into that story, consider it as truth and accurate, and make you the problem. I'm very firmly believe and stand strong on that good men should never go to marriage counseling. And I have an episode on that as well about marriage counseling. So you want to check that out. If somehow you do decide to go to marriage counseling because you're not strong enough yet to say no, or you're just doing what you need to do to manage things along, and keep the peace and keep things as stable as possible, mainly men do that for their kids, then what I suggest doing is saying, no, I don't want to go to couples counseling. What we should do is each of us go to individual counseling and commit to work on the problems that we each bring into the marriage. So I'd like for you to work on the problems in you that caused you to cheat and step outside the marriage, and I will work on the issues I know that I have that I need to work on. Good men are the first to admit that they're not perfect and they have flaws and they've made mistakes, and they are more than willing to work on those things and get the help that they need to grow and learn and develop themselves and become better. And you say, and a good man wants to say, please tell me the issues you're going to work on to your individual counselor. I will tell you mine, and we'll come together without a couples counselor and discuss what we're learning and how we're growing, and our commitment to change that we're getting out of our individual therapy. She won't agree to it. She will make excuses. She'll tell you, yeah, I'll make that appointment. Yep, I'll call. And you'll keep following up. Did you make the call? Have you set an appointment yet? No, I've got these things going on at work, and the kids have these things coming up next week, and just it's really busy. So I got to wait until next month. And you'll check in. Did you make the appointment? No, now we're nearing the holidays or it's summer, and it's just, there's a lot going on, but I'll get to it. Or she'll just flat out tell you, no, I'm not doing that. We're either going to couples counseling or I'm not doing it. And it's just further validation that she does not have intentions of changing or taking accountability. And number 5, the 5th critical thing that a good man needs to know to survive his wife cheating on him and he's choosing to stay. Number 5, do not be naive that it is not going to happen again. Do not be naive to think that her cheating and stepping outside the marriage is not going to happen again. So not in the way of being a victim, because remember, you're choosing to stay. So you have to take responsibility for your choice to stay and why you're making that choice, so that you're not a victim. That hurts you. I like in victim, we're angry, we're hurt, we're bitter, we can be hateful, and run ourselves down to the ground. And that's like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. It hurts you. So the key is you have to take responsibility for your choice. So in knowing, don't be naive, it's not going to happen again. is to be constructive and objective and in the reality. You want to assume she's going to cheat again. You assume she's going to cheat again so that you watch for the signs that tell you it's happening again. And her blaming you and not willing to take accountability and change and right her wrong. She is not to be trusted. She is not to be trusted. Good men forgive and forget so easily. And then a byproduct of that is then you can become really naive and ignore the red flags of what's happening right in front of you. So what you want to be able to do is that in hindsight, when your wife has cheated or had an affair, you want to be able to look back in hindsight, what were the clues that seem obvious now that she was having an affair? To encourage you to look back. Okay, what were the signs? What did I miss? What did I make excuses for? What showed me that this was happening? That way, when it happens again, you can catch the signs pretty quickly. So I want to give just a few obvious signs pulled together that are very clear indicators that your wife is likely having an affair, thinking of having an affair, and an emotional affair. She suddenly loses a lot of weight very quickly. She becomes super protective of her phone and always has it by her side, will not let you on it. And tied to that, might secretly go out of the room to text or talk with someone or sit in her car talking on the phone and not come into the house when she gets home from work or an outing. And she's very protective and very, very defensive if you even suggest that something might be going on behind your back. That's one of the best signs, is how defensive she gets and how she tells you, I can't believe you don't trust me. You must not love me if you think I would do that. I'm just so offended that you would think I would do that. And then we're so convincing in our gaslighting. Go, man, whoa, so sorry. You're right. I'm so sorry. No, that's your number one sign it's happening. Or she's thinking of it. But likely it's already in motion. Some other signs. She buys a lot of new clothes and really attractive looking clothes, and she's not wearing them or getting them for you. She's dressing up and wearing perfume to leave the house. She's going on trips or demanding to be able to go on trips on her own. She just needs a break. She needs to get away. She's reconnecting with old boyfriends on social media or in other ways, or even having male friends. She's working late a lot or not coming home in a consistent schedule. So those are all very, very good signs that an affair is happening. And again, this is about knowing the reality. So you might, what do I do with that? if I see she's having another affair, she's cheating again, what do I do with that? It's further validation of this is who she is, and I'm choosing to stay for the kids and navigate this the best I can. And I'm not getting sucked in anymore. And now I know who she is. You can choose to bring it up and confront her, but she will lie and gaslight you, like I spoke about just a few seconds ago. And then you know you're spot on. So those are the 5 critical things that good men need to know to navigate and survive their wife cheating when they are choosing to stay.